Hi everyone, it's Martin Pauly in the Bonanza on the way to Kansas City downtown for some warmer weather and some good barbecue. It's a very windy day. Let me show you what this looked like when I did the first weather check yesterday, when I did the check again this morning, and then we'll go back to the flight and see how this works out in the cockpit.
I use flightplan.com to plan a route, file a flight plan, and get my official weather briefing. This is what I was looking at the day before the flight, and the weather looks good enough that I'm not required to file an alternate, but I put Olathe New Century into the flight plan just in case. For this flight, there's one common route, the Bremer 5 arrival with Bremer transition. Then we go to the next page, which is the nav log. It shows expected temperatures, winds, and flight times at different altitudes. Kansas City is only a couple of hundred miles away, but you can see here that there's a very strong headwind in the forecast. Almost 50 knots even down low. Things get slightly better at higher altitudes, so I'll put 8,000 feet in for now, but make a mental note to maybe file higher before I go. Let's see how the wind will work out for my return flight. There's a sit out of Kansas City called Royal Niner, Taunts Transition, that'll work alright for me. And yes, it looks like I can expect a nice tailwind for the way home. I save that route, and then I'll head over to aviationweather.gov. Tomorrow will be good visibility and only a few high clouds, and if there's one thing to worry about, it's going to be the strong wind. So I take a closer look at the wind forecast, and you can see that from as low as 3,000 feet, the wind is going to be 50 knots and more. Wow! Finally, I use another website called Aviation Weather Workshops. The 500 millibar chart of the global forecast system shows isobars close to each other. No surprise. That's what creates the wind, but without any sharp bends in the area I want to fly in, and that's an indication that severe weather is not likely. Also, the Storm Prediction Center suggests a very small probability of severe weather to the south of my planned route. Nothing to lose sleep over at this time. And finally, a look at the prog charts, which shows a picture consistent with the earlier information. Fast forward to the morning of the flight, where I get a full weather briefing through flightplan.com. Cedar Rapids has been reporting low visibility and freezing fog during the early morning hours, but is now improving for good VFR weather, though with strong and gusty surface winds. There are a number of NOTAMs for Kansas City Downtown Airport, but nothing too important. The closure of runway 321 does not start until a few days after my flight. I always email a copy of the full briefing to myself, so I can reference it later in flight on my iPad. Then I take another look at aviationweather.gov, in particular the airmets. There's no lag of them this morning. For turbulence below 10,000 feet, for low-level wind shear, for low freezing levels, and for IFR weather, though this last one should disappear pretty soon. Another look at the winds confirmed the 50 or so knot wind speeds we were expecting from the forecast last night. Then, there's a pilot report from a Learjet reporting 70 knots wind. That's 70, at 3,000 feet over Lincoln, Nebraska. Finally, a look at the TFR map shows nothing for my route today. On the way to the airport, I can see what the freezing fog has done to the trees. But the roads are clear, and I make it to the airport without any trouble. Right after takeoff, climbing at about 120 knots indicated airspeed towards Bremer, my Lynx transponder confirms the strong headwind, and even in the initial climb, my ground speed is a mere 85 knots. The air is smooth, with the exception of the first 1,000 feet above the ground. In cruise flight, at 10,000 feet, remember that was the altitude where the headwind would affect me less, I can see the snow on the ground fade as I'm heading south. That's good. It's mid-February and I've had enough of winter. You can see my airspeed here, but thanks to the strong wind, I'm merely crawling over the ground towards Kansas City.
There's no question, I'm slow today. Ground speed was about 110. It's improved to about 117 right now. That's how I expect it to be for the rest of the flight. Hopefully the wind will stay for the way back. That should make some really nice ground speeds.
70 Tango Bravo, clear direct to the downtown airport.
Clear direct to the downtown airport, but it's the Tango Bravo.
Kansas City downtown airport information, Foxtrot 1554 Zulu, wind 180 at 17, gust 31, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 9er, dew point -02, altimeter 3003. Visual approach runway 19 in use, landing departing runway 19, runway 21. Flies on initial contact, you have information, Foxtrot. Air 70 Tango Bravo, contact approach on 123.905.
Approach 123.905, Bonanza 70 Tango Bravo. Thanks for the help. Have a good day.
Good day. 180 at 17, gust 31, visibility.
Number 951, when you're on station, it's going to be east-west lines again.
Temperature 9er.
Thanks.
Kansas City approach. Good morning, Bonanza 70 Tango Bravo, 10,000. Information Foxtrot for downtown.
Bonanza 70 Tango Bravo, good morning, Kansas City approach. Expect the visual approach runway 19er at downtown.
19er, Bonanza 0 Tango Bravo.
Bonanza 0 Tango Bravo, just going to maintain 4,000.
Leaving 10,000, descending 4,000, Bonanza 70 Tango Bravo.
Visual aircraft Yankees current at International Airport, Golf is current at downtown, New Weather at St. Joseph, and Papa is current at Executive International, wind 190 at 24, gust 32, altimeter 2996.
Time for the descent. And that's of course when you'd expect to see high speeds, right? Well, not today. 120 knots is all she'll give me. This wind better not calm down or turn around before my return flight in the afternoon.
So I'm descending 300 feet per minute, and my ground speed is still only 120 knots. And let's look at what winds are going to do as we end here. About 9,000, well down to 6,000, 3,000, and the wind is howling just like it was at higher altitude. So expecting some good wind shear between about 3,000 and the ground. Alright, we are 25 miles from the airport. The airport is inside 12 o'clock. Bonanza 0 Tango Bravo has downtown in sight.
Bonanza 0 Tango Bravo, cleared visual approach runway 19er at downtown.
Cleared visual approach 19er at downtown. 0 Tango Bravo.
Even on a clear VFR day, when I expect a visual approach, I still like to set up an instrument approach in my GPS. It helps confirm with certainty that I'm headed to the correct runway on the correct airport. I don't activate the approach until later, since for now my instructions are still to head to the airport.
Even now within 4,000 feet of the ground, the air is smooth. Still very windy. Ground speed is
It's a 55211
very, very low,
for the approach.
but no bumps. But we know they're coming.
November 0 Tango Bravo, contact the downtown tower on 133.3.
133.3, Bonanza 0 Tango Bravo. Thanks for the help. Have a good day.
Good day.
Downtown Tower, good morning. Bonanza 70 Tango Bravo is on the visual approach for runway 19er.
Bonanza 70 Tango Bravo, downtown tower, runway 19er, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 19er, Bonanza 0 Tango Bravo. Okay, 3,000 AGL. Looks like the bumps are starting.
Jetling to 854 downtown tower, turn right heading 230, runway 19er, cleared for takeoff.
230, runway 19er, clear for takeoff, Jetlings 854.
We're 616, observe the citation, taking the runway 19er, clear for the option, caution like 2 is for departing citation.
Traffic inside, clear for the option for 616. We're going to make this one a full stop, change mileage, and go back out.
616, roger. You're also inside of a Bonanza. He's on a 900-mile funnel.
Check.
Wind 200 at 21, gust 28.
Wind almost on the runway.
0 Tango Bravo, number 2 now. Spacing's fine, still cleared to last.
Bonanza, 0 Tango Bravo, number 2, clear to land.
Jet links 854, contact Kansas City departure.
Contact departure, jet links 854.
Okay, gear down and locked. Landing, gears down and locked, landing light on, mixture enriched, gumps on short final.
Downtown Tower, Cessna 5297 Echo is holding short, 21 and Golf, ready for departure VFR to the east.
Cessna 5297 Echo, downtown Tower, runway 21 at Golf, line up and wait, traffic's landing runway 19.
Line up and wait, runway 2197 Echo.
Bonanza 0 Tango Bravo, traffic's holding in position, runway 21.
Bonanza, 0 Tango Bravo, roger.
Order 616, turn left at hotel, contact ground point 9er.
Hotel, ground point 9, 616.
Cessna 97 Echo, east departure approved, runway 21 at Golf, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, we expect
Takeoff
right
runway
either at
21,
Echo or
97
Delta. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop.
The wind is aligned pretty well with the runway, but it's strong and gusty. Very gusty. This is not going to be the prettiest landing I've made. Watch for the fluctuations in airspeed as I'm approaching the runway.
Downtown Tower, Cessna 5297 Echo, request right 270 over the field.
For this question 97 Echo.
Approved as requested.
3 greens.
Wind 190 at 16.
There, full flaps. Prop and mixture forward.
Zero Tango Bravo, contact ground point 9er.
Ground point 9 is 0 Tango Bravo, thanks for the help. Downtown ground, good morning, Bonanza 7 0 Tango Bravo, clear of 19er, request taxi to the GA ramp.
And the 70 Tango Bravo downtown ground, taxi via Lima to the ramp.
Taxi via Lima, Bonanza 7 0 Tango Bravo.
I meet my friends Tom and Corey here at the airport, and together we drive to a nearby restaurant for some good Kansas City barbecue, where part of the conversation is about the best altitude for the flight home, for getting the best possible tailwind as a reward for the struggle in coming here. I choose 7,000 feet, And yes, I'm seeing 224 knots ground speed on 13 gallons per hour, flying lean of peak in level flight at 7,000 feet. Fantastic! And finally, in the descent, I reach a ground speed of 253 knots, which is 291 miles per hour or 469 kilometers per hour. That's a personal best for me, and the pain of the headwinds early in the day is already forgotten as I dream of flying at jet speeds.